Hey, I just ended up with someone who I really cared about and who I put a lot of time and effort into building something with. And I really didn't want to end it, but I had to. And it kind of sucks. And I'm wondering why the universe has put me in this position. Because, when you're just like, why do I have to be tested again and again? I'm not trying to say that in like a boo-hoo way, but I just think with my romantic relationships, it really has just been test and test and test. So much growing, so much work. And I kind of think after every last test that it'd be like, oh, that test, that will be setting me up for now the real deal. And it's never happened. So, yeah, but at least I know that I won't tolerate being disrespected. But I just keep getting sent people who want to disrespect me or are just not right for me. And I pass the tests, I don't end up being in a full relationship with them. I just, yeah. Well, I'd say actually this time I took things as slow as I could, and I was as assertive as I have ever been. And so I have grown a lot in this process. It's been really healing for me. But yeah, it's just weird. It's like, is there ever going to be a real genuine nourishing relationship for me that's romantic? Is that ever going to happen for me? And it's not even something that I even really want anymore. I kind of let go of wanting that because I just got so disappointed. So yeah, it's just weird really. But I've just sent this person a voice note. It's pretty sad. I'm not even mad at them. I'm just sad. I'm sad for them as well. I'm sad for them. I'm sad for myself. But mostly them and the situation and just like what society does to people sometimes, and specifically what it can do to men a lot of the time. But it's a two-way street, and women and men are both affected, and then they affect each other. They're like imbalanced masculine, imbalanced feminine. But I can't get over how deeply ingrained this kind of this disorder can be for men, and I feel bad for them, honestly. And I'm really not saying all men. I'm just saying a lot of men are victims to this strange way of thinking and way of relating to women, and it's really quite sad and often scary to see. But anyway, so I made some good choices today. I did the best thing for me and for this person as well, because even though it's gonna suck and nothing is going right for them right now, they're all like, everything's almost going right for them. Like they're almost about to get a good job, and they almost might move, and they almost had the relationship with me, which would have been a good thing for them. Because I have a lot to offer, and I need to own that more, because I'm a very loving person, and I've got my shit, I'm very flawed. I've got a lot of work to do, but I do the work, and I love love, you know. So yeah, and they're ill as well. They're not well at the moment, so you know it's all kind of crumbling down at once for them. So they may be getting like, I don't mean to be too woo woo about it, but they may be having some kind of initiation to a deeper connection to spirituality and themselves, and so it's all, you know, it's like a tower moment for them. So it's going to be really challenging for them, but yeah, it's just the way it is. You know, we've all had them. I've had lots of tower moments in my life, and they've made me so much stronger. So yeah. The tricky thing is that this person, they work only a few doors down to where I work. That's how we met. So, and I've had a lot of men in my life where when I've let them go, they're very persistent and very obsessive. And so I'm a little bit concerned about that, because we work so closely together, and he's already someone who has come into my work quite a lot, and there's even been times when I've had to tell him to not come in as much. So, you know, I don't really know how it'll go. Hopefully he'll take the rejection well, and we can go our separate ways. Yeah, hopefully he won't be coming to my work to try and win me back, because it's done for me. And the saddest thing is I don't even fully want it to be done, but it has to be. So it's yeah. It actually does. It's funny because we weren't ever like officially fully together. We almost were. We just were on the precipice of becoming genuinely boyfriend and girlfriend. And it's so funny because my last official relationship ended 10 years ago. And it definitely feels the same in a sense to that ending. I had to use my logical brain and end it, even though emotionally I really, really don't feel ready to end it, and I didn't want to. And that was like with my ex. It was like I was done and I knew I had to end it. And I remember meeting him as well to talk to him, and my ex from when I was younger, and I met him, and I was very clearly, very calmly explaining why it was over and how I was just done. And he never saw me like that, because usually I was always so emotionally reactive and, you know, crying and just people pleasing. But he just could tell I was just done. And then as soon as I left and walked, that's when I started crying. And so it just feels very similar to that in a way, because I've just sent him this voice note and explaining to him very calmly, you know, why it's not going to work. And now I have to deal with the, you know, the emotional backlog of that, in a sense, because I don't need him to see my emotions. I don't need to cry to him and tell him why I want it to work. I just have to do what's best for me and stick with it, which I will, because I'm a bad bitch. So, anyway, that's me. We'll see what happens next in my life. Always blessings after challenging lessons, and passing tests. I think I might genuinely start dating women. I've put that off for a very long time, out of just internalized stuff from when I was a kid and all of that. And but I think it's probably definitely time now to start dating women, because I've just been so disappointed by men. The men I've met anyway. And there are really lovely men out there, and I am very lucky to know a few of them. But overall, I just find myself being quite disappointed. And when I meet women, I love women so much, you know. I have so many amazing women in my life. So maybe it's time to really pursue that instead. Anyway, over and out. Hope you're having a good evening or morning or afternoon, wherever you are. And I hope you're also making good choices for yourself, even if they're difficult.